We are going to do the spoken version. So I worked on the purolator API project, API project which was aimed at modernizing the purolator's API ecosystem. The main goal was to provide a centralized portal where customers and the developers could easily generate authentication keys, request access, and integrated with the purolator shipping APIs covering tracking, estimate, pickup, and then returns directly into their application. Before this project, right, onboarding and the API access were mix of manual process and fragmented interfaces, which slow down the third party integration. So the business objective was to accelerate the integration and reduce the onboard friction, improve the developer experience, and then utility ultimately enable the more customers to adapt purolator e-ship web services for both commercial and then enterprise shipping workflow. From an architecture perspective, the solution was, built as a single page web application for front end portal, which handled the key and then token management as well as developer onboarding. On the back end, we had a REST and then SOAP integration with the Purelator internal systems, ERP connectors for shipping, tracking, and then rating services. Oracle handled customer metadata and onboarding state, while the AWS component like S3, CloudFront API Gateway, IAM, Lambda, and CloudWatch were used for secure storage, logging, and identity management. The system supported both the commercial and then corporate integration model, so it could handle self-serve onboarding for developer as well as enterprise workflow. My role in this project was development lead. I was responsible for requirement analysis, technical design, and both the front end and then back end development. I lead the UI development using the Angular 15 with the TypeScript and the RxJS, implemented reactive forms, custom validators, reusable components, and ensured the localization through the I18. On the back end, I worked the Java, REST, and then SOAP API services orchestration, JSON parsing, and integrated with PostgreSQL. I also handled AWS deployment strategies and then ensured that secure token provisioning worked correctly through the API gateway and then IAM. Additionally, I worked on the improving developer onboarding performance and making the portal intuitive for different user types. In terms of the technical details, the front end was Angular SPA with the dynamic reactive forms, localization, and then reusable components. The backend included Java-based REST and then SOAP services with JSON parsing, cloud services on AWS included into S3, CloudFront, API Gateway, Lambda, IAM Aurora, DynamoDB, and CloudWatch for logging and observability for testing, and used for Jasmine Karma for the front end and JUnit for the Eclama for backend code coverage. Where we also integrated third-party ERP connectors for shipping and then tracking API. Some key achievements from this project were significant improvement in the developer onboarding. Previously, developers had to go through the manual ticketing, go get API access. With this portal, key provisioning was automated, and then reducing the onboarding time and then frictions. Adoption of Purelator eShip API increased the across both commercial and then enterprise channel. We also enhanced the user experience with a localized UI, responsive layout, and reusable component, and ensure the security through the token issuance via the AWS API gateway and IAM. One major challenge was supporting two different type of developers like commercial and then corporate, each with different onboarding models and authentication requirements. We also had orchestration secure token provisioning while handling a mix of REST and then SOAP interfaces. Through this, I gained a strong experience in SPA architecture, cloud-based API gateway, secure onboarding workflow, and designing the developer-focused platform that are both scalable and then secure. Overall, this project allowed me to lead end-to-end technical design, improve developer experience, and work closely with the cloud front end and back end team to deliver a high usable and then secure API portal that will simplify the Purelator integration workflow and accelerated adoption of their services.